Morning, everyone. Yesterday I had somebody ask a question on one of my videos about building turbo cars, and I just wanted to share one that I have done. I did this build before turbos became popular and what you guys see today, like Street Outlaws and a lot of the racing stuff. When I first built this motor and I took it to a racetrack, the tech people that actually looked at my car disqualified my car because I had what they called two power adders because I built a twin turbo. So they were telling me that it was unfair to race against, somebody with a supercharger or a bottle of nitrous because I had a second advantage by having a second turbo. I disagreed with it then and I disagree with that philosophy today, but it is what it is. So as you can see, this is my turbo headers. I got one over there and one here. It's all trick flow. It's this motor here is built specifically for boost and for twin turbos. Again, when I built this thing in 2005, you didn't have all the parts and availability of turbo stuff because people didn't believe in the turbos. A lot of that had to do with a lot of your earlier turbo cars. If you guys remember back in the 80s and stuff, they were just junk. As time's gone on, now we're in the 2019, 2020, everything is caught up technology-wise. So you got cars, making 4,000 or 5,000 horsepower that are street legal with turbos because your turbos don't kick in unless you give it the gas for it to kick in. So you can drive this thing to Walmart or wherever and not be in your power adder. So what I did when I built this back in 2005 was I bought a set of shorty headers from a company called Mac, and I swapped them. I flipped them upside down and swapped sides. So this was the driver's side, which is now the passenger side. That one was the passenger side, which is now the driver's side. Here is where the collector was, where you hooked up your exhaust pipe. I cut that collector off, and I had bought two turbo flanges. And as you can see, they're both the same. But I cut the collectors off, and then I welded these on so my turbos mount here instead of your exhaust pipe. Blow-off valve fits here, blow-off valve fits over there. It set it up so this car, before I shut it down, the car would run, I think I was in the low 11s. Trying to remember, it's been a while since I've raced this car. But anyways, with this motor right here, this should put me in the mid to high 9s. And my car is basically built for it, but a lot of your tech people don't like my car because it's a full interior car. It's not a race car. So when I take it to the racetrack, a lot of the times they have a problem with my car because I don't have a parachute, etc., etc. It's all trick flow. High dollar trick flow heads, trick flow intake, everything's trick flow on it. This is my twin turbo car here. I don't know if you can really see it. I don't have a lot of room back here to work with, but as you can see, I took the fenders off, the hood, the front headlight, everything on the front of the car is gone. Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to redo my engine bay so that a lot of my wiring harnesses and stuff were out of sight, out of mind. And then all the little holes that they put in your firewalls, I filled them all up. So as you can see, all this stuff here, there was holes everywhere. And I filled in all these holes. So all the way around. If you look right here, and you look right here, that's where the hood hinges used to be. And because I run a 5-inch cowl hood on this, I don't need hood hinges. So I filled those in to make it look better inside the car. And then while I was here also, why I initially got into redoing this was to make my turbo holes on both sides more even and a little more pleasing to the eye than when I first did it. So when this vehicle's sitting in here, I've got this big intercooler to cool the air as it's going into the car or into the engine. So you can see where it kind of comes in, comes out, comes around, and then from here, comes through here, and then goes to the intake of the motor, the air that's compressed from the turbos. Like I say, it's still a work in progress. I have a lot of money in this thing. The transmission, when I bought it back in 2005, was almost $3,000, and it's capable of up to 2,000 horsepower, and that's from 2005. Imagine what they have today. Oh, let's see here, guys. I don't have any battery or nothing in here, so it's pretty dark. But this is a boost controller. That's a boost controller. Don't mind the cigarette ashes. I used to smoke. I'm now a non-smoker. You can see the dash, my water, my oil, my tack, and then on the shroud, which I don't have on the car right now, is where my boost gauge and everything is at. So when I'm driving the car, all I have to see is my tack, that yellow light, and then I can look and see my boost gauge and my fuel pressure gauge. That way I know I'm getting fuel and I know that I'm getting boost. You can see it's a full interior car. They did make me put a battery box in the back. I don't know if you guys can see that very well or not, but that's where the battery goes. It's not tubbed or anything. It's strictly how I bought it. This car had, what was it, 69,000 miles on it when I bought it, and I think it's sitting at like 70,000. I put a mirrored window tint on here, so the mirror starts here and then fades out and then goes into the regular tint color, and I did it all the way around, so it looks pretty cool when it's clean. I had to move up to a larger tire. That's the larger tire right there. The 10.5s were just too small. I was running out of gear. I couldn't shift fast enough by the time I was down at the end of the track, I was out of gear. So the bigger tires should allow me to make a little more room down the road. Not sure what else to show on that, but that's twin turbo. That's hand built, and like I say, I built this back in 2005. The technology we have today, I could probably do 10 times the motor that I did back in the day, but since I built this and I designed it myself, I'm not planning on changing anything other than just being able to run the car one of these days. Anyways, just thought I would share that, and thanks for that question earlier. I appreciate it. All right, bye.